Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some music news. And Metallica did something that only 3 other bands have done in the history of music. They've got a lot of records as far as, I believe they're actually the number one touring band, too, by revenue of all time.
Oh.
Just because they stay on the road so long, they play so many huge venues. Of course, they got the shows coming up at Soldier Field. August, that'd be the weekend after Lollapalooza. They had the 2 shows at Soldier Field. And can't wait for those. So what Metallica did, I'll just lay it out here for you, that only 3 other bands have done in the history of music is reach 750 weeks on the Billboard 200. So only 3 other bands have been on that. Think about that. 750 weeks is, where's my phone? I want to get a calculator how many years that is.
Wait.
750 weeks, so divide that by...
750 divided by 36, right? You're saying over 3 years? What are you trying to do?
No, 750 weeks.
Yeah, you're trying to see how many years it is?
Yeah, how many years?
So you divide that by 52, it's 14 years.
14 years. It's been on the Billboard 200, okay? So what the Billboard 200 is albums that they're basically stay on the charts based on sales. So retail and digital. And then in 2014, Billboard began to include on-demand streaming and digital track sales too, to add into that. They've kind of combined all that data. So only 3 other bands have stayed on the charts that long, 750 weeks. The other 3 are a little bit more. So those are the top 4 of all time being on the charts.
Okay.
So Metallica, congratulations. First off, let's say congratulations to Metallica.
Way to go.
Let's go. All right, so who do you think the other 3 bands are, Case
I'm
and Kenzie?
excited to guess because we were talking about this. Now, you didn't tell us because I wanted to guess.
Right.
So, first of all, slam dunk, because it's been in the news for, is Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
So Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon is actually the most. It's been on for 990 weeks, the Billboard 200.
That's made headlines for, like, every time it does it, even more, whatever. So I know that.
There's a lot of stoners out there, and they need that Pink Floyd.
Man, that's a lot of weeks for a bad album.
Well, let me put it this way.
Okay, settle down. It's not bad.
That was a case, being a hardcore kid. But still, when you go to your friend's house, let's say to listen to records, okay?
Which I actually do.
That's right, to listen to Military Gun. Somebody usually, no matter what kind of music you like, still has that album laying around.
Not my friends.
Okay, none of your friends do.
No,
Your friends suck.
I wouldn't be friends with somebody like that. with those people.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, music is strong opinions, and I'm not objecting that opinion.
Do you know the album has a 97% approval rate? You're part of a 3%.
I'm happy to be a 3%er. Feels good. Feels real good.
You and your 4 friends have created the 3% that don't like the album.
It's my 3 friends.
First time you ever been a 3%er, too.
I know. Feels good. Feels elite.
Pretty nice. Listen, I'm not the biggest Pink Floyd fan, and I do have a lot of stoner friends, and they always had it. And it's sonically an incredible album, of course.
Do you have a lot of stoner friends?
I do, believe it or not, even though I'm not a stoner.
Okay, interesting.
I'm for legal marijuana. I just don't partake in it. Because I just get tired and eat. I don't need to do that. I'm already tired.
You literally already do both of those things. Why would you spend money on weed?
Why would I need a substance to help me do that?
Yeah, you're like mission accomplished.
I don't need help in that department. But yeah, that's one of them, obviously, for Legendary. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, 990 weeks on the charts. You got Metallica and them, 2 other artists then.
Okay, I'm going to name 2 more. It's albums. Okay, so I'm going to 2 more albums. I'm going to say Thriller.
Thriller sounds like a good guess, doesn't it?
And then my last guess is Abbey Road.
Oh, wow. That's good. Those are a couple of good album guesses.
Those are my 3 guesses. And I know one of them's right.
Do you want me to tell you if you're right or wrong until we get cases?
Case guess.
Okay.
Because I don't want him to steal some of mine.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a dirty little thief.
My grubby little hands.
Can see him.
And again, I should have made it clear, it was the Black Album from Metallica, which actually also, another fun fact, has sold more than 17 million copies since 1991, which is the best-selling album in the SoundScan era. Meaning since SoundScan took over compiling album sales, they're number 1. So 33 years, no one's beaten that in an album sales of any format, of any genre, anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Black Album, big seller.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's a good album.
They did okay for themselves.
It's great. It actually, I could be wrong, but I think it's the loudest CD at the time ever mastered.
Is that right?
Yeah, because if you look at the documentary, in some kind of monster when they're talking in there about it. Bob Rock says, we retained all of the audio, and it's the loudest CD. Now, this was 1991. There might be louder ones by then. No one's buying CDs anymore anyway. So
We would be able to compare.
they bought them through the 90s.
This is the loudest streaming song.
Listen how loud my phone goes.
Okay, Case, give us 3.
So she said Thriller and Abbey Road.
I will say Nirvana, Nevermind.
Good guess.
I think the song we just played, Mr. Brightside, that's one of the best charting singles in the history of recorded music. So I'm going to throw Hot Fuss by the Killers on that list.
Wow.
Really?
And I'll throw it back and I'll say Rolling Stones, the one with the cake on the cover with Gimme Shelter on it. Which is
Okay.
Let It Bleed, I think.
Okay, all y'all with all those guesses, I should do 5 of these.
Nuh-uh. You're a lying whore.
Well, I might be, but not in this case. Not in this case, I'm not a lying whore. So we already had, like I said, Pink Floyd, which, just in case, just a little reminder of that for the
Let It Bleed, you're right.
the
I had to look
Billboard
it up,
200. Yeah, anyway, this song's on there. Okay, so that's that. The next one, so Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, 990 weeks on the Billboard charts, meaning like many, many, many years. This one threw me for a loop. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe this one.
Okay.
Ready for it?
Nuh-uh.
So Bob Marley, Legend, that album has been on those charts 843 weeks. So meaning, again, this is best-selling of retail, digital, streaming. I find this so hard to believe. But then again, just like Pink Floyd, there's a lot of stoners out there that just have Bob Marley on all the time. And then
That's true.
They don't realize it's bad
I think
music.
they just fall
I mean, it's just like...
Hey, but once again, Bob Marley is great.
Listen, he was a great figure. I get it. But to listen to reggae like for more than 6 minutes... I'm ready. I'll jump in the water. I'll jump
Are
off
you
the building.
serious?
Yeah, it's fine
God,
for.
do you just hate happiness?
No, but I mean,
It's like the happiest music there is.
okay. Have you listened to reggae more than 6 minutes ever?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe that either.
I've gone on vacations. They play it.
It's the same song over and over again. And I listen. I know he's a legend, he's a great guitar player, and everything about Bob Marley.
That's a great song. Or I can't. I'm sorry to bring everything back to The Office, but remember when Erin's like, "No woman, no cry." She took it as a command.
Yeah, I can't listen to this that long. I don't know. It's not for me.
I'm with you, Brian.
Are you good?
Oh, I'm not.
Oh. I just can't believe this album. There's only 4 that have been on for 750 weeks. Metallica, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, and
I
then
shot
Bob
the
Marley.
sheriff. I can't believe you don't like that one, Case.
I'm not
Kinda
sure.
your thing.
I'm not even sure that's on this album. I don't know what was on Legend. I don't know the track list.
I think it is on Legend.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. There's Bob Marley. See, I'm already done with. I can't listen anymore. Yeah.
I could.
So it's
I want-
Metallica, it's Pink Floyd, it's Bob Marley.
Those are the top 3. There's one more artist,
One more, and it's not Thriller, and it's really not Abbey Road.
and it's not Nirvana. Nevermind. And you kind of made a mistake with Hot Fuss. I get what you were saying, but this is about kind of sales, and I think the albums have to be a little bit older to get kind of the pure sales leap. You know what I mean? And that one is. Well, they were right there at Wrigley Field the other night.
Stop it! I love that.
So it was
I
Journey's
love this list.
Journey's greatest hits album. It's not an album, but a greatest hits one.
Oh, that shouldn't count.
I agree.
I don't think it should.
No, because it's a greatest hits shouldn't. I think people bought this because they said, I don't want all the Journey albums.
I don't want that much
But
Journey.
isn't that kind of what Bob Marley's Legend album is, if I'm correct? It's kind of a greatest hits album.
I got to be. Listen,
That's a compilation album.
I'm not sure it is. But I could be
think it
wrong.
is.
I mean, you might be right. I don't know. I didn't
You
look
guys
it
need to
up.
listen
The problem
to-
is if Bob Marley's Legend is a greatest hits album, it might be lacking some hits.
It's not.
It actually.
obviously.
So it is. It was a compilation by Bob Marley that
Oh my
was released in
gosh.
'84.
I just know so much about music. It's just crazy.
Well, who wants a compilation of the same song over and over again?
Nah.
It absolutely is.
Buffalo Soldier.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 time for sports. Brought to you by the Marquee Network. Stream Cubs baseball at watchmarquee.com.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Obviously, no Cubs baseball, all-star break, all-star game last night. And news from Monday night with the Home Run Derby, Ingrid Andress, who did the anthem that everybody's talking about. Not going to play a clip this time, not going to do it this time. We've talked about it this morning already, and yesterday had a lot of fun with it. But she did come out yesterday and announce in her social media, quote, I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to Major League Baseball, all the fans, this country I love so much for that rendition. I don't put that rendition because that's how it'll be known from now on. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun. XO Ingrid. So listen, we all know somebody, it might even be you, that needed help at some time, and you have to get somebody to help you. You can't get through it on your own, and I'm glad she's getting help. Me and Case both thought that was a little weird the way the statement was, and but you know, definitely want someone to get help without saying, oh, I'll be better next time, or I'll get over it through myself. You know, you need help sometimes. It's okay to reach out. And Q101.com has a lot of resources on that.
Yeah, and I know that you guys said it was weird. I said it wasn't, because I do think one thing about rehab and recovering from addiction is you kind of need to be ready to do it, right? But
yes.
I'm concerned for her. I hope this is going to like save her life if this crazy thing happened, because she wasn't ready for it. She announced she had an album dropping. She was in the middle of a lot of press stuff and doing her career. She was not planning on making this kind of life-saving decision. And I think that that's kind of the tone of the message, is because of this incredibly public incident, she now is having to address something. I hope it sticks, because I don't know if she was in the mental state to start addressing it.
Yeah.
So I hope that happens. I hope and pray that happens, because it's a really, really hard thing. But I do think that that's where the energy came from, of the sarcasm, like, oh, here we go. I've completely humiliated myself. She wants to apologize for that, and I don't think she wasn't on the path to wanting to address it, you know?
Of course not, yeah. She had to address it some way because of what it was such, you know.
Because of what happened.
What happened.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. Now, better news, the Arlington Heights Bears, because we know that's where they're going to end up, signed rookies Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze to 4-year deals. Now, this is important because there's been a lot of drama in the sports talk world about, well, Caleb Williams wanted part ownership of the team in his deal, which is actually illegal for a rookie. I mean, you can't do that in the NFL.
It's absurd. It was an absurd ask, and when Caleb Williams said that last year, it raised a lot of red flags for me as somebody who wanted him on the Bears.
Me too. Like, I thought he was really out of his mind on a lot of the things of what the perception of him is.
Yes.
Turns out, once he was drafted, he is maybe one of the most likable Chicago athletes we have right now, and he did sign his deal. So that goes in the face of all those sports talking heads.
But, you know.
Well, he did take a long time to sign his deal, and I can say this as somebody whose dad works in sports merchandising. Everyone is mad at Caleb Williams right now because he took so long to sign this contract and so long to join the Players Union. I know there are Caleb Williams Bears jerseys that are being legally sold right now, but no one knows how that's possible. All other Caleb Williams merchandise has had to be postponed in terms of the manufacturing of it because he hadn't signed this contract yet. It's caused a number of headaches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that the ones that are sold right now are bootleg?
No. It's kind of one of those don't ask, don't tell situations, because if you go to like a Lids or a Rally House or Fanatics, they have Caleb Williams jerseys, but everyone else that is in the industry that doesn't work for one of those companies is going, well, you guys told us we had to wait to sell Caleb Williams stuff. How did you get those? I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong, but it is a little sketchy. And it also has caused a lot of problems for other Caleb Williams merchandise.
Listen, it's his contract. Is that his problem that everybody else wants to make a jersey, put his name on it? How about you just go to Lids, be like, my last name's Williams?
Can't do that. They have rules. They have rules in place that says no.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I did that with a Swanson jersey when they weren't selling them yet.
Interesting.
I got a Swanson jersey made. I was like, what's my last name? And they put Swanson on it.
Did they ask for an ID?
No.
Wow.
Well, do you want me to get into the nitty gritty of the Lids custom jersey program or no?
I'm not sure I do.
I know. I wish we could have heard it earlier and decided if we cared.
I'll tell you what.
Life hack, if you wear a push-up bra and say Swanson's your last name.
Maybe we should do an Instagram live after the show where people can chime in on this. But
A seminar.
But Case does know all the facts on this because his dad's in the industry and he was a manager at Lids.
I was a very, very young manager at Lids, 19 years old, running a store.
Rising star, if you will.
Well, here's what happened: is that I wanted a Swanson jersey to be Roman's Valentine's Day gift. Right when he got signed, and they weren't making them yet, probably for the same reason. So I just walked in. I was like, "What's my last name?" And they just made one, like a really like the stitched in one.
I'm not saying anything here. I'm saying that if I walked in and tried that, it probably wouldn't have happened.
I don't know.
I think Kenzie walked in, a little sassy there, like, hey.
I'll take one.
With Swanson on the back. Get it done. Now, interesting with this contract, by the way, Caleb Williams got a 4-year, all-guaranteed contract, $39 million with $25 million signing bonus. Right now, he's got $25 million in his hands. That's and a 5th-year option, and Adunze's got a $22.7 million fully guaranteed contract, $13 million. That doesn't sound like a lot when we talk about the $100 million deals of everybody, but they're rookies. There's a cap on what they can get and all that, so it's a pretty good deal.
No, that's a lot of money.
They got good guaranteed contracts for what they are. They were first-round picks, 1 and 9. So I'm excited because it just keeps that perception going that they both want to be here for 4 years. There wasn't any controversy of holding out further in training camp. It did take a little while. I get it. Case and your dad suffered financially because of that.
A lot of people suffer, not just my family.
Well, you know who didn't suffer financially is EA Sports.
Yeah, baby.
I'll try my audition again. Once again, I auditioned to be the voiceover guy for EA Sports. Didn't get it. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, it sounded like ass.
Why?
I'm kidding. I would have never played that game. It's fine. Don't worry. You should have got it.
I could have a house now if I was chosen for that. That
You could have
sucks.
houses if you were chosen for that.
Holy
That's a
cow.
bummer. You should put more effort in.
I did a lot of versions, by the way, not just that one.
Do one more.
Okay. EA Sports. It's in the game.
That one was better. It was. You should have led with that one. Was it last on your demo tape if I didn't make it all the way through?
Damn it.
Use your gas pump voice. Do one.
Okay, my guess. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, that's good. I like that one.
No, that one hurts my ears.
So EA Sports raked this week with
Dude is Kermit. No, get out.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, now do one as Trump.
It's EA Sports. It's in the game. Okay. In fact, it's the bigliest game of all time.
Also, can you do one as Johnny Carson and then we'll move on?
No one knows who Johnny Carson.
No, but I love your Carson impression.
Oh, did you hear about EA Sports? It's in the game.
Do Morgan Freeman. Do it.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
That was pretty good.
I can't do. I am laughing too hard. So anyway, I didn't get that, so I can't have a house we're renting. Just so you know. And I can't get my Escalade either. I've been trying to get. God. So they raked this week with the release of College Football 25. Now, Case the producer moved this week. Usually he's playing Madden all week long, or on Fridays is your Madden little.
All week long.
That's
All
right.
week.
So have you played this game yet, Case?
I haven't, because the people that have played it now, they paid $100 to get early access to the college football video game. It's the first in 10 years. It's the first since the PS3 and Xbox 360 for those keeping track of the timeline. There hasn't been one in 10 years. They paid $100 to get early access on Monday.
So, Kenzie, I want you to hear these numbers.
Okay.
Like you just said, people paid $100 on Monday to get early access. Case had paid $70 to get it by Friday, this
Yes.
video game. This is the most anticipated video game in a decade, most likely, right?
Other than the new Grand Theft Auto, which isn't out yet.
Other than
Yes,
new Grand Theft Auto.
100%.
On Monday, there were 714,000 online users at one time. For this $125, actually, there was
Yeah, there's like a super deluxe edition.
a super deluxe edition. So basically, you can kind of vaguely crunch these numbers. EA Sports made $89 million on Monday.
Wow.
In one day. Now, if you can actually say that might be conservative,
Yeah.
it could have been up to $200 million, depending on how, really crunching all those numbers. They might have made $200 million in one day off that video game.
Wow.
Pretty good.
That's imagine how much you would have got paid if you were the voice.
God! I can't, damn it!
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren coming in, take it through probably the best day in a while because no tornadoes. And it's like very cool. 82 is going to feel cool today. So it's going to be a nice day. Stay with Lauren. She got a lot going on. Takeaways from you guys at 312-591-8300 from today's show. Things you found memorable. Case, what do you got?
Connor and Glenn Allen checked in his takeaway. Don't let your woman steal your address. Get her a P.O. box. Amen, brother. Amen.
I forgot about that.
As if you're not lucky to have the same address.
Oh, that's great. Kenzie.
Glenn texted in. First off, shout out. He's the local representative of the Teamsters Local 179, baby. His takeaway, Brian is hard to move.
Listen, you got to get some help if you're going to move me.
When you think about it, it's hard to move you.
Yeah,
It would be impossible. You should have played for the Bears.
I can make myself heavy by mentally thinking, heavier than mentally thinking about it, too.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can do that. I bet I can make it so you can't move me mentally. I'll just stand and you can't pick me up.
Can we try?
Do it right now.
Okay, I'm heavier now. I already am.
I can hear you getting fatter.
All right, we'll do the Olympics after the show, lifting each other. Finally, Maggie checked in. Takeaway: Kenzie's dad is a hardo. And Brian's favorite emoji is the squirt emoji.
Oh,
not what it is.
Very accurate. Thank you, Maggie. Appreciate you. What's on the podcast case?
Well, we learned Brian is all too familiar with the squirt emoji this morning. Part of his nighttime routine is sending that out. Foul. Also, Brian had a great Michael Scott moment today. He, thank you again for playing through the pain, doing this show with an injury.
Listen.
He burnt his foot. That's what happened.
On a Foreman grill.
Inspired by Michael Jordan to keep going and give the flu game for you today. And here we are at the end of the show. And I did it. I did it, and it'll be in the history books.
Bravo. Thank you to you. Also, the Brookfield Zoo is tempting God. I do not like what they're doing. All of that and more, again, including Brian's obsession with the squirt emojis on the Brian and Kenzie podcast today.
And you find them at Q101.com, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.